Hi, welcome back to another reading vlog. In this video, we're going to be doing things a little bit differently. So I have a lot of books on my physical TBR, and sometimes I put books on the back burner because I'm a mood reader at heart, so sometimes I'll buy a book and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to read this, and then it sits there for a year just because the mood escapes me. So right now I have a little clear jack-o'-lantern decoration, and it is full of, well, not full, but I have like 10 books written on slips of paper. I'm going to draw out 2, and whatever is on there I will be reading in this video. I tried to choose ones that have been on my TBR for a while. I think there's 1 or 2 that are newer, but and I tried to stick to ones that weren't a series. There's 1 in there that's part of a series, that's a continuation, because it's been on my TBR for a while, but the rest are just 1 book, so it won't be a series. So I'm a bit nervous. I wrote this morning, so I'm trying to remember what all I put. I didn't put obviously every book on there, just a few. So let's just go ahead and pick. I'm going to shake it up, and I'm not going to look when I pull. So I'm going to pull out the first one. It's going to be this one right here. I will show you first. Voyage of the Damned. Okay, so this is one of the ones that I got more recently, but it's been like a couple of months. So I'll get that one. I'll pull the other book and then I'll show you. Someone's leaving their apartment. I don't want to talk too loud. But this is the first one, Voyage of the Damned. So I'm going to shake it up again. Sounded like they were gonna knock on the door. So shake it up. Let's do this one. So show you first. Bunny. Okay. Bunny. So we have 2 books that are not very long, which is good. Let me go and grab them real quick and I'll be right back. The first one that I pulled was Voyage of the Damned, which is this one by Frances White, and my copy does have sprayed edges. I'm not the type of person who goes out of their way to get sprayed edges. I don't think every book needs sprayed edges. But I got this one at Target, so it was a bit cheaper, so I just went ahead and got the sprayed edges. This one is like a murder mystery, but pirates? They're on a boat. Yeah, so it's this guy who's not taken very seriously. Someone higher up gets murdered. Now this guy, who no one really trusts, has to try and solve the murder before someone else gets killed. So think Hercule Poirot, Agatha Christie, but on a boat. This one is longer than I thought, actually. It is 460 pages. But, so Voyage of the Damned will be our first one. Well, I don't know what order I'm going to read them in, but the second one is Bunny. This actually might be the one, because I finished Babel recently, this might be the one that I've had for the longest time now. No, it's not, but probably, I mean, it's up there. I've had this for a while. So, and why I haven't read this, I don't know. This is Dark Academia, but, yeah, Dark Academia, so there should be a murder at some point. But it's about like this clique of girls in college who call each other Bunny. and like some bad stuff happens. So like experiments and stuff. So I am excited for both of these. I'm a bit more excited about Bunny just because I know more about it. It's really popular. It came out like 6 years ago. I've had it for probably about 2 years maybe. I don't know which one I should start with. Maybe I should start with Voyage of the Damned. And sorry, I got a notification. Start with this one, and then if I get a bit tired of it, read Bunny in between. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Because this one feels like it might be a bit longer. Oh, look what we got. We got a good map. Love a good map. Oh, we also got a map of the boat, which is cool. Love that for us. What else do we have? Got like a lot of, like, what are these, coat of arms or something? And then it gets into the story. Yeah, so I'm gonna start with this one. So those will be the 2 books for this vlog. And I'm going to leave the other slips of paper in here. I won't be doing this for every reading vlog because I have some different ones planned, but we'll keep pulling from this for, you know, different vlogs just in between whenever I feel like it. But I'm about to go to my doctor's appointment, so I will be taking this with me in case I have to wait. And I would just update you when I have something to talk about. Okay, so I sat down and read. I am on page 55, 2 chapters in. We need to talk. So I'm getting different vibes from this. The first vibe I got, which was strange, was like a Disney princess vibe. Like, think of the classic Disney princess movies. I was getting that kind of a vibe from it, like that there was this huge festival and a bunch of food stalls and shops. And there's like 12 different like cities or countries in this kingdom. And so they all came together for this festival because they're celebrating something or other. So that's vibe number 1. It's like Disney vibes, which I don't like. I'm not a big fan of Disney. Second is they're throwing a lot at me. Like they're telling me all about the different 12 kingdoms. 12 is a lot. It's a lot, and I'm overwhelmed. But saying that, our main character, whose name is Ganymedes, hilarious. He is so funny. At some point, it's kind of cringe, but to be cringe is to be free. So, it's okay. But I'm trying to think of if I should say this is a spoiler or not. Okay, so basically, see, like, I threw so much at me, I'm trying to explain. So, each of the 12 kingdoms, they have a person who is known as, like, a blessing or the blessed, and they each have a unique special power. So, all the 12 kingdoms has one, and so Ganymedes, his father's kingdom, I believe is the fish kingdom. Like, each one is based on, like, a different animal or something, I think. And so his father, when Ganymedes was a kid, his father was supposed to pass down his blessing to Ganymedes. That's how it worked. But it wasn't, something happened. And so his father came up to him and was like, Ganymedes, you're gonna have to lie. Because we're at the bottom of the totem pole, the fish kingdom is. Like, they're the, like, most disrespected kingdom. So Ganymedes, he's, for like 10 years now, he's been lying, saying that he has a blessing. He does not. There's nothing special about him. So he likes to cause trouble and mayhem. So there's this party on the boat, and because all of the 12 kingdoms or the 12 blessed people are there, because they're trying to decide something or celebrating something, I don't know. And so then it gets weird. I'm only on page 54. So at this party, every blessed person is dressed as their representative animal. So Ganymedes dresses as a fish. There's one person dressed as like a spider, and they have like jewels on their head for the spider eyes. No. Someone is dressed as a flying rabbit. There's someone dressed as like, I don't know, a bull, an ox. It's a lot. So that was a lot of weird visual imagery. But Ganymedes' goal at the party, because he doesn't want to lie for the rest of his life when he becomes the ruler of his kingdom, he wants everyone to ostracize him, so they'll just ignore him and not care about him, right? And won't bother him and question him. So he goes into the party, he's like, I'm going to make everyone hate me. He's going to cause a ruckus, he's going to ruin the party, basically. And so that's his goal. But he quickly finds out, he's trying to go around to each blessed person and like make fun of them. He finds out that like the most beloved blessed person died a few months ago and his sister took over it, so that kind of threw him off. And then like the biggest kingdom's goddess, I don't know, there's a goddess, she showed up and she was like, oh, we are all created equal. And Ganymedes is like, no, we're not. No, we're not. And so he creates a distraction, which is just him showing off his costume. And everyone is so mad about it for some reason. I don't know. I didn't get that part. But yeah, so we haven't got to the murder yet. But I'm only on day 1, which is chapter 3 at midnight. But it's so funny. Like, he said, I'm doing this for the children. And he, like, strutted up and down the table. He's been, like, causing mayhem. He knows how to spin a yarn. So, anyways, that's page 54. That's my update. We got a long way to go, like 400 pages. But I just thought I would give a little bit of exposition for what's going on right now. So I'm going to eat dinner and then try to get to like page 150 maybe. So I'll update you around that point. But so far it's a lot, but I'm not having a bad time. So we'll catch up in a little bit. Okay, hi. 2 things. First thing, change of scenery. At my parents' place pet sitting, they're on vacation. Second thing, this is literally my 4th or 5th time trying to record this. First 2 times, the pets got in a fight. 3rd time, dropped my phone, had to restart. Now this time, I recorded like 4 minutes, was talking. I didn't hit the record button. So there's that. I can see it counting now, so we are recording. It's not going well. Look at my hair. Why is this like that? We're going to get through this together. So, and see, like, now I'm just tired of talking. So I'm on like page 170 of Voyage of the Damned. So what I've seen some people do, regardless of like what book they're reading, is like they'll do a spoiler-free section and then they'll do a section of spoilers. So because this is like a murder mystery, I want to try and guess who the murderer is. So this will be my spoiler-free, so I'm not going to talk about my theory. But so where we left off, one person had been found dead. They started off saying, oh, they did this to themselves. It wasn't a murder. Then they find a second body. So they're like, oh, okay. We need to start investigating this. And so almost everyone zeroes in on one girl. But Ganymedes and Wyatt of the Bear Kingdom, they're like, we need to do this properly. We need to actually try and solve this thing. So there's questions that they're asking people. They're writing down their motives, their, like, if they have any weapons, their ability to threaten others, all that. So, and it turns out, not surprisingly, almost everyone has a motive for getting rid of at least one of these people, right? So they decide, or where I ended, they were like, okay, maybe we need to team up with one other person. So they go to the oldest guy there, who I thought, by the way he was described, I thought he was like in his 80s. He's 30. So he just speaks like a wise elder. So they're not teaming up with him officially, but they're letting him know, like, hey, we're working on this. You're not a suspect. So there's that. And then also I need to mention, so it's Wyatt and Ganymedes, right? We also have Grasshopper, who is a 6-year-old girl who's really just there for comedic relief. I like her a lot. She's my favorite character. The book is still super funny, but it is, like, tense. It's very tense. So I'm enjoying it a bit more than I was when I started, but I'm only 35% of the way through, so we got a ways to go. So this is just a little update. This is spoiler free. So now I'm going to stop recording this and then go record my working theory. So if you're going to read the book, you're reading it now, stop watching, and I'm going to put up, like, on the bottom here, it's going to say spoilers in big letters. You're free to continue watching when that goes away. So spoilers now. So now, spoilers, my working theory, because we still don't know hardly anything about the other people from the 12 Kingdoms. We know about Wyatt and Ganymedes and Robbie. That's all. So, and Robbie, so the people that died were Europa, who was like the goddess, like the main person, the most important person there. And then Robbie, who, like 10 years ago, I guess, maybe, a while ago, Ganymedes was good friends with and maybe in love with him. So, of course, that's Ganymedes' motivation to solve Robbie's murders, because he wants him to get justice and be remembered positively, right? So, my working theory, based on what I know right now, I'm thinking Wyatt. Now, hear me out. Wyatt, I don't know if I mentioned it clearly, but he is the one who is very, like, sickly. Like, he can't walk more than 10 steps without having to stop and take a breather. Like, he is on the verge of, like, collapsing at all times. So, I think it was his idea, but he enlisted the help of someone else to actually do the crimes. He was in love with Europa, but I don't know if that's just a front and he's faking everything. I don't know. If he got help from someone, I think it was, is his name Shinjiro? It's Shin something. I'm going to say Shinjiro, because he was the one taking care of Wyatt. And they're kind of friends, not friends. They get along because they have to. They're in close quarters. So I think, and Shinjiro drinks, like, weird teas. Maybe something was poison and then to knock him out, and then some stabbing happened. I don't know. Besides that, I don't have any other theories or ideas of who it could be, because we don't know the other characters well enough. I don't think it's possible and we don't know a lot of the characters, what their blessing is, what their secret power is. We don't know Wyatt's. So maybe he could make himself strong for a short period of time. Maybe he could manipulate people. I don't know. So that's my theory as of now. Besides that, is there anything else I need to, like, spoilery talk about? I don't think so. So, that's my working theory. I'm gonna read some more, hopefully before I go to bed. It's like 7 o'clock, right? No, the clock is wrong. What time is it? The clock stopped. Okay, it's 7:30, so I have a little bit before I go to bed. I'm gonna try to read at least 50 more pages. I don't know if I'll update after, if I want to wait till longer. But, yeah, we will read some more and see if my theory changes, because it probably will. Okay, hi, welcome back. So it's been 2 days, but I did, just finish Voyage of the Damned. I'm gonna do a non-spoiler section first and then get into spoilers. So non-spoilers, it picked up the pace really fast. People kept getting murdered, and so they were like, okay, we gotta solve this mystery, and there kept being all these twists, and they were really laying it on heavy for who they thought the murderer was, which it kind of ended up being that, but also not. So it just, the one specific aspect at the end I really didn't like, because it felt like we had spent, like, this is a 450 page book. We spent like 400 pages with Ganymedes, him learning his self-worth and that he could move on from this great loss that he had and learn to love someone else. All wiped away at the end. I mean, like, he still had his self-worth, but then forget that one person he fell in love with. Forget him. He's going back to the old guy. So just like, I don't know, it's like in, like, I guess movies or something, like, this character has such great intent and personality. They're so great, they're so worth it, and then they have such great characteristics, but then all of a sudden this guy comes in with this girl, like the love interest comes in. They're like, oh my gosh, you were the one I've been waiting for all this time, and like all their personality seeps out. Completely goes away. Their self-worth gone. It's like they only are there for that other person. Which I'm a romance hater. It's just, I was such a fan of Ganymedes, but towards the end because he had spent like around page like 350, he was like, you know what? I'm actually worthwhile, you know. I can do hard things. I'm strong enough. I'm strong. I'm as strong as these other people. Then this person comes in, he's like, oh my gosh, this is all about you. Forget everything I just said. So the ending, not my favorite. It was still a good book. I don't know what I'm gonna rate it. Right now, I'm leaning towards like 3.5 stars. 3.5 or 4. I would describe it as like Agatha Christie, but on a boat, plus magic and lots of humor. So it was good. I don't think I'll be keeping the book. I'll be donating it. But I'm gonna get into the spoilery section now. It just, the ending threw me off a bit. It wasn't, I don't know. Let's get into spoilers now. Okay, so spoilers now. So I had said last time that I thought it was Wyatt and maybe someone else who had committed the murders. That was half true. And like, I still don't really get this. So it was the main murderers. I don't even know how you say this guy's name. Leo? I'm just gonna call him Leo. It was Leo, the big body, like bodyguard for the Empress. And then Cordelia, the like really petite girl who had lost her brother a couple of years ago. And who had inherited his blessing. So it was the two of them working together. And Ravi, the one who had got murdered. So when that came up, I was like, what? So Ravi's blessing, his power, was like body switching, or like he could put the appearance on as someone else. So halfway through the book, you know, Ganymedes was working with Wyatt, and they started to fall in love, and I was like, this is great, you know. He's moving on from Ravi. He's learning that there's other people, there's other fish in the sea for the guy in the fish province. But then turns out Wyatt's been dead whole time. It was Ravi putting on Wyatt's face. And so he had, you know, learned I can love other people. But then it's Ravi the whole time. And so I was like, okay, he's going to have a thing like, that was horrible to do to me. You know, talking to Ravi, this was horrible. I can never trust you again. You know, I was in love with this new guy. We're going to have to go our separate ways. And so he told Ravi, he was like, I cried for you, you know, all this stuff. But then he was like, I still love you. Let's go frolic in the meadow together. And so I was just like, Ganymedes, you can just forget that fake Wyatt so fast. Like, you were willing to build a life with him, but then you're going back to Ravi so quickly, even though he's murdered people. He's the reason you're in this whole mess. Like, why? I don't know. But the reason Leo, Cordelia, and Ravi were doing all this was for Cordelia. So apparently when you kill a person with a blessing, and you have to do like 6 or 8. Once you kill 6 or 8 people with blessings, you can go to this like mountain and inherit all of their powers. So that's why they had killed so many of the blessed people. So they go to this mountain, and of course Ravi and Ganymedes are not working together. They're like, oh, we're gonna stop her from getting the powers because, you know, she's obviously evil. And I'm like, well, Ravi is too. He killed it. But so at the end of the book, Ravi's like, I'm not gonna take the powers. They subdued Cordelia, so one of them had to take it. And Ganymedes is like, what? I'm not worthy. But then Ganymedes ends up, does 180, he's like, yes, I am worthy. So he sticks his hand in the light and like takes the power. So he inherits like 10 blessings. Which, good for him. But the whole thing with him accepting Ravi back so quick, it was like in like a span of 1 page, he was like, oh, I forgive you for killing those people and for tricking me. But I don't know. That just, it didn't make sense for the character, Ganymedes, for him to accept him like that. I don't know. Really don't know. I definitely enjoyed it. I enjoyed... My cat is having major zoomies. I enjoyed the humor. I enjoyed the characters. I just don't know. I don't know. It's probably going to be a 3.5 star. That's Voyage of the Damned. So as I'm filming this, I'm at like 27 minutes for video length. I can only have a certain amount of video length on my phone because I record everything on my phone before like my phone heats up and like explodes. So I don't know if I'm going to be reading Bunny in this video. I'm definitely going to try, but we'll see. So stay tuned. If I'm not going to do it, then I'll record an extra clip. But so stay tuned and see what the next clip is in 10 seconds. That's Voyage of the Damned. 3.5 stars. Potential, fell flat in the end. Yeah. But see you in like 5 seconds. So just real quick, first featuring haircut. I don't know why I like having my hair super short. When it gets colder, it's just do it every year. I don't know if I like it or not. But I did sit down and read Bunny entirely in one sitting. Wasn't planning on doing that. I was just going to read a few pages to see how I was feeling about it. Ended up reading the entirety. If it was good, I was going to talk about it. I did not enjoy it, unfortunately. Super disappointed. It nothing was explained. We were just supposed to accept what was happening in the book. Like, there were no consequences to these girls' actions. It was just wasn't what I expected. Wasn't great. So I ended up giving it 2 stars, unfortunately. So just not worth it. Not worth talking about, honestly. So that's that. That's the vlog. So didn't have super great amazing reads this time. One thing I'm gonna give Voyage of the Damned. I am gonna give it 3 stars. So 1 3-star, 1 2-star. So not the best, but still it had a time. So I'm gonna let you go. Thanks for watching this vlog. Still have some cool videos planned, and I just got home, so Calypso is super clingy. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.